Oh, we
We
are
go
about
live,
there,
yeah.
aren't we?
Hey guys,
We
welcome
go live.
back.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we are live now. we Hey guys, sorry we are
Whoops.
talking from our stuff, and now we can try to explain a little bit better. But welcome, my new guest for tonight. We have, as always, 1 hour to spend to chat with Sissela Johansson from Denmark
Denmark and Sweden. I live in
and
Sweden.
Sweden.
I am from Denmark. I'm very
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah, there are two beautiful places where to live. Big forest,
True.
the monster inside the forest, in the dark. That's fantasy. You live in the fantasy world.
I do. Both
Yeah,
figuratively and literally. Yeah.
yeah. As we in Italy live in the dish of food, but it's not true. But for people, we live in the dish. We sleep
I mean,
into the
there's a lot of
dish.
good food in Italy.
Yeah, when you come in Italy, I cook for you whatever you want. I promise.
Perfect. Yes, please. I
Yeah,
will say yes.
Sissela is a very amazing photography. I find her from a wonderful video by Sean Tucker that I was here in the last interview. If you want to check, guys, see the last video in my channel. You can find this beautiful interview with Sean. So let's start. The Sissela, welcome and thanks for coming and for joining this podcast. Tonight we're talking about you, your photography, your inspiration, your post-processing, your equipment, whatever you want. Just a simple
Okay.
friend chat, not difficult, not nothing complicated. So, who is Sissela? First question: who is Sissela?
You said not complicated.
Hey,
And you start with that
all
question?
people
Who are
answer the
you?
same thing. Yeah, who are you?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure.
Nobody.
I exactly. We shouldn't be sure, honestly. I think we're in constant development and all that crap. Is it allowed? Am I allowed to swear here? Can
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
swear?
yeah, yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good, good, good. I'm not allowed to swear in all podcasts, so I'm trying to like. I
You
swear a
can do
lot. It's one
everything
of
we
those things.
want.
Ooh. But yeah, no, I am. I mean, if we go practical, I'm a Danish-born photographer. I live in Sweden. I lived in the US for 10 years and recently decided that it was my time to move back to Scandinavia. I focus on portrait photography that is deeply rooted in human connection.
Yes, and that's the point, and that's the title of our podcast night: connection. And
Connection.
how is it, okay? That's an important question that I want to make. In your opinion, what is the very powerful tool to create a connection? For example, speaking. For example, try some ways to uh, like your subject, for example, same interesting, same stuff, same something like that. Who start your processing for
I
connection now?
mean, uh, connection is so many things on so many layers and levels. For me, it's something that starts before someone reaches out to me. So basically, in how I show up on social media, in my blogs, in my newsletters, things like that, vulnerability, authenticity. So that's where connections start, in my opinion. And then when someone reaches out to me to work with me, we start to talk. And I always have a phone call with them. And then I have later on when they book me, I have a consultation with them. I get to know them. So that's the answer of the question. I think connection starts when you decide that you want to get to know the person that's sitting in front of you. And to me, it's something that's vital to my work because taking your time, slowing down, and listening to the human that you're photographing is ultimately going to create images where they feel seen. They let their guards down, they relax, and suddenly you're actually going to see who they are as a human instead of who you want them to look like. So you're building a box that fits the individual instead of pushing a person down into a box that you've made.
Yeah, that's
Does that make sense?
yeah, yes, yeah. It's a
Good.
for example, I love to know deep the people to reach me out.
Mm,
Okay, for example, I spend a lot of time to find to understand their hobbies, for example, or why they like a particular color, and try to recreate this feeling, this emotional stuff
mm.
in my before start my work.
Yeah.
Imagine if you like mm, ice cream or delicious stuff like that. I want to put our set inside a sugar house or something like that. More comfortable as possible, always. Because when you start to work with normal people, not a model, not a talent, not
Mm,
a people that usually do photography as as a talent, you
yep.
find, in my opinion, you find a lot of walls that the people, I don't know, put in front of you because are scared, because are shy, because are not in comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that I find in my works. And you, I think, is the same thing. You
I
can
think
find
all photographers have that issue.
what
Like,
how you do you try to solve these wall walls?
I mean, get to know them, listen to people, create a space for them. That's the most important thing. Like, make them comfortable in the sense that, again, you're just like once you like spoken with them multiple times prior to the session, how I like the way I do it. I'm not saying that it's the right thing, but for me, it's the right thing. That creates this feeling of familiarity, and once you have that familiarity, you it's easier to just hang out. Sometimes you have to put the camera down for a moment and just have a conversation with them. You can see, oh wait, you're very nervous. I can see you're stiffening up. Okay, cool. What can we do to make this person relax? And for me, that often means putting down the camera and just talking with them,
Mm,
and maybe having fun, goofing around. Or frankly, sometimes doing the opposite, going a little deeper, a little more serious, and talk about what is bugging them, their worries, their insecurities. Because fact of the matter is that all people who step in front of the camera have insecurities. Like even people who are models, professional, have been for a very long time, they're still humans that have insecurities around themselves and what they look like. And the best way to work with that is to treat humans like humans and
yeah.
not and like a lot of photography unfortunately becomes very objectified. I'm not talking about like sexual or anything like that. I'm just talking
No, no, no,
about
no. I
we're
understand. I understand.
observers and it's an object we're observing instead of a human being.
Yes. And in your opinion, is more important techniques on the fields? I know
The
the
fields,
answer, but
always the fields.
yeah. Oh, Sisella, you
You
have an
kidding me?
Sisella, you have a very great voice. Please go on Audible and read a book. Please, come
Okay,
on.
sure.
You have a very beautiful voice.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
the nuance is something like a wave of ocean, and you can
Oh.
relax. Yeah, yeah.
I'm very happy to hear
Please,
it. You should
please,
hear me, cackle
start to
like a
make
witch.
some for late night podcast, reading
Oh.
something. Yes, for small part of people, they work in the night. As a photographer, I
Right.
work a lot in the night. I don't know if you
Mhm.
work in the night or not, and I speak.
All the time.
Yeah, and okay,
I'll
no.
consider that. I'll consider that.
Yeah, no, no, guys. It's true o no? I said in Italian. C'ha una bellissima voce oppure no? Dovrebbe fa un podcast solo leggendo. Sì, a lot of people see you. Hey, hi.
Hi,
Okay,
I have
move on.
no idea who's there
Yeah,
right
no, no,
now.
I'm checking the chat sometimes because I'm focused on
Good,
you,
good.
and this is the most important thing for me. No, move on. Try to speak not too deep because it's too nerdy in my opinion. But what's your processing? Do you, allora, if mm, I check your equipment, you use Canon R, something like that. But
R5, yep.
I don't understand the lens. I don't know who lens do you use.
I am mainly a 50 millimeter shooter and
Oh,
sometimes a 40. I switch between a 40 and a 50. I
I
would
love
like to
40.
go a little more narrow. I do too. It's fun. It's a
Yeah,
fun focal length. Mainly
yeah.
prime lenses. Yeah, people always love 85 for portraits, and I'm like, no, no. It becomes too polished, and I like the grittiness of the other focal lengths. Yeah,
And usually
but
use
yeah,
for
Canon.
Canon and use, for example, Photoshop or Luminaro,
Mhm.
Affinity, or other stuff, other software,
I'm
pardon.
pretty basic. I use Photoshop.
Yeah.
I call my images in Bridge. I hate Lightroom. I don't touch it unless I have to. And most of my post processing happens in Photoshop. Though I will admit that over the recent years, I have been using a little bit of Avoto to just get those things that takes way too long to do on my own, and then have that help me, and that has been very very beneficial for my workflow
It's a
because
good software in
there
your
was
opinion?
it's a great software. I really like it, and you can make very natural looking skin. Like you don't have to go full on blown out marzipan skin. You can actually maintain a lot of the texture.
Yes, and I love your portrait because you use 2 colors that I love, warm tones on the green background, and I have the same. Look at the and,
I yeah, I can
uh,
tell.
yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit
It's the fun
stupid.
part.
Yeah, and,
No, you're
and
not.
I'm a shower spider. And okay, move on. And and I love your shoes of toning for the skin. For example, I really love the Sean picture because you use a LED light with warm
Mhm.
in the green. I think for these are forest, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's amazing because Sean is the perfect subject to cut the line because he have a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
texture and it's super
Mhm.
funny. And that's 14, I think.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But yeah,
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 yeah.
amazing. That's
I need a
amazing.
little more distance. I wanted a little more space in the image. Usually when I
And
want a little more space, I go
yeah,
40.
yeah. And for example, to grade your image, you use Camera Raw inside Photoshop or others, or Evodo, for example.
I don't touch anything color related to Avoto. Honestly, that part I don't love. But I use a lot of the tools in Photoshop. I have a workflow that I kind of stick to that is basically a list of now it's actions that I run more or less, that I change and adapt. But I use selective color, channel mixers, gradient maps, all these wonderful things to create the textures and the color mix that I use. I love to, for example, add a little bit of um, cooler tones, like more cyan tones to the highlights, and then go warmer on the shadows,
Yes, it's more
because that
deep.
creates a really lovely contrast.
Yeah. Yes, me too. We have the same color usually. We usually
Oh
use
yeah, yeah.
Sean
We're very
say
similar
this.
in that
Yeah,
part.
yeah. But you are better than me. That's true.
Are you kidding
Uh,
me? You're
no,
great.
no, no. Nah. Oh, that's interesting question that I want to ask you. You take a lot of self-portrait.
Yeah,
Yeah, a
I
lot
haven't
of
done it in a year or
self-portrait.
so, but yeah.
How is important for a photographer take self-portrait to grow up as a photographer? In your opinion?
I think photographers should experience what it feels like being behind the camera, in front of the camera, whether or not that's through self-portraits or through other photographers photographing. I actually will argue that you should do both, because through self-portraits you can practice things in a way that you can't do when there's a human there. There's another person. So with self-portraits you can create concepts and ideas, you can work on them, you can play with your light, you can go deep and gritty, and there's no one who's going to disturb you. It's just you. That's something that I really love about creating self-portraits. But I also believe that it's incredibly important for photographers to experience what it feels like being photographed by another photographer, because we need to know how freaking fucking awkward and uncomfortable it can feel being in front of the camera, being seen, being vulnerable, not knowing how to pose, not knowing what to do with our hands, because all of our knowledge disappears out the window the moment that we step in front of the camera. It's just how it is. I've been a model
Yeah,
since I was 19 and I still need directions. And that has nothing to do with being a bad model. That's everything to do with the fact that I don't know what I see, like what the photographer sees in the camera. So,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. I start to make the truth. I'm a really ugly person, and and I love make self portrait as ugly possible with the super cut light.
Right.
And I find a lot of ways to understand what are my I don't know mm, what is the levels of my knowledge as a photographer in front of the camera instead behind the camera, and that's strange. It's so strange. Because
It
you
is strange.
realize yourself when you take a self-portrait. I love your self-portrait with the red cap or red
Mm.
foulard, something like that. That's so so inspired by something like Annie Leibovitz or something like that. I love Annie Leibovitz. All people love Annie Leibovitz, I think. And what's your favorite
It's hard not to.
photographer?
Oh goodness. I actually don't have a favorite photographer. I don't. So the thing about me is I have a tendency to I'm a sponge. So if I expose myself too much to a photographer, I start mimicking, and I do it without being fully aware of it. So I try to avoid exposing myself too much to one type of one photographer. But I am incredibly inspired by paintings, art. I am currently very inspired by a lot of street photographers who also bring people into their portraits, because I'm trying to learn how to work with my environment more. But I mean, yeah, I like obviously I love the work that Anna Leibovitz does, but I don't have like just one photographer that I love and look up to. There's a lot of my peers that I where I love their work for different reasons. So I try not to think too much about photographers and photography. I try to implement art from other medias to collect inspiration.
That's an amazing ways to get inspiration because we usually scroll a lot of time Instagram or similar app for photography, and I, I'm talking mm, the same question with Sean, with Peter Coulson, also with Carl Taylor. That's an important part, in my opinion, of how all my guests. What do you think about the huge amount of photography in social media?
What I think about it?
Yeah,
I
is
mean,
yeah. What's your
social media is
opinion?
more or less photography.
Yeah, but I make maybe the wrong question. The question is this: uh, when the people, when you, when me scroll the Instagram, for example, we have a lot of information, a lot of photo to see in seconds, and mm, it's difficult to find something really cool to stop the hey, wow.
I mean, yeah, but again, that depends on how you feed the algorithm. Like,
Ah,
if you
algorithm is
engage
stupid.
with it's if you engage with things that you aren't, like, that interested in, you're gonna get more of that. But if you start engaging with things that you actually find incredibly inspiring and interesting, then you're gonna get more of that. So, I have a couple of Instagrams, some of them I have for personal use. Oh, that was a window. Um, and I make my explore feed in those personalized. So, for example, my very personal one is full of cottage core, fly agaric mushrooms, elves, people who create beautiful, beautiful painted art, things like that. And then my photography feed is more a little more influenced by there's a lot of videos from shows, like beautiful shows, big shows or movies. I'm very inspired by cinematography and how they use colors to tell a story and how they use like how they create story through images.
Color is a
That I
language.
love. And it really is a language, and it's incredible how like I love cinematography. I don't know not much about it, but I love it and it inspires
Uh,
me a lot.
yeah,
Um
for example, I'm graduate of history of art, and I study in university history of art. I'm a lot of inspired of. I love art. For example, I love
yeah.
Van Gogh. I
Mm.
really love Van Gogh. A lot of my works based of Van Gogh style, and but
You
I
can
love
see that actually.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, yeah, you can see that.
and painting and most interesting part of hand painting is not the paint, but the feels you can find in the technique.
Yeah, the
For,
textures.
yes, for example, Van Gogh exasperate the techniques, move on uh, forward the madness in the
Yeah.
end of his life. He I don't know if he become madness or not, but he have a serious mental problem, very serious. And if you check the original paint, you can find a very thickness color, one overlaid each other, and that is so nervous, so deep, so struggle, and you can if you can touch this paint, you can feel this paint, and that's the reason
Yeah.
because Van Gogh is one of the most greater artists of all time, in my opinion. There are a lot of artists made the same ideas. Okay,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh yeah.
and I love painting. I love history of art. I live in Italy, and in Italy we have a lot of art, and
No
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I
too
love that.
much.
There's so much of it. No, 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 no. There's not. No, no. There is no such
No,
thing as too much art. Are you
no, no, no,
kidding
no, no,
me?
no, 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 no,
We need
no.
more art.
Yes, we know. In Italy, we need to take care more about the art. That's the problem.
Ah,
Not
okay.
the art, like how much art we have. We have a lot of art, and that's amazing. But we can't realize that the art is unique, and if you need to take care the art. If you want to survive the art, if you want to create a new artist. And in Italy, it's a little bit strange. For example, you talk about before the street photography. In Italy, we have
Mhm.
a several law for street photography. For example, if we take a photo of someone, this one uh, can say us, "Hey, I don't want picture. Please remove it," or I go for legal. And that's
Oh, yeah, 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 so the public, like, where you can take pictures in public of who, all that good stuff.
yeah, something like privacy, stuff like that. Super
Right,
boring,
right,
super annoying. And
right.
yeah, for example, we have a beautiful
Mhm.
cemetery. I don't know the exact pronounce, but we can take a
Cemetery?
photo. Cemetery, I think.
Yeah,
And
you're saying it right.
uh, but we can take a picture inside the cemetery.
You can't?
No, we can't.
Wow, but there's not even people involved. I mean, I can understand privacy laws. I can understand
There
not
are
wanting to
that.
have your face out
What
there.
is the privacy?
I mean, I live
No,
in
we
Sweden.
can't.
There's
We
no
can't.
such thing as privacy here. Um,
Mm.
it's a little scary sometimes. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my privacy.
Yeah, all people like own privacy, but for example, when I was young, I know personally Vittore Frances, for example, is a famous painter, and I met in Cordoba, I think. Yeah, I think yeah. And a lot of the work is as a beautiful female vampire, something like in the tomb. And wow, I want a tomb like this. How can find? But we can't do because in Italy we can't take a photo in the cemetery, and that's super annoying because we have a lot of art also inside the cemetery, for example, and that's
But wouldn't you be able to go to, like, an estate that had a mausoleum? Or I mean, there private mausoleums? Are there
mm,
places that you can go, like, at a castle and they have catacombs or something like that?
yeah, you can have a permission to work inside this particular location, but you before ask, take a
Oh,
permission,
permits.
get an advice, etc., etc. Super boring stuff to take one photo. To do. For example, in Italy, we can put our tripods in the street.
Oh my, that's good to know, though. That's really good to know.
Yeah, we need to bring by hand.
Well, I rarely use tripod, but I can, like, when you're a street photographer, you're trying to capture, like, perfect angles and textures and all that good stuff, then having a tripod is quite, like,
Yeah,
vital. But that
usually,
also
yeah.
means that you can't bring light, and that's
I
annoying.
Yes, I usually, for example, usually use of flashes for my works for all,
Mhm.
most of my
Yeah.
career. In the last 8 years, I think, yeah, I mix my workflow with LED, and I love LED.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I'm
almost
big
fully
fan.
converted.
I'm big fan.
Yeah. I like
Mm.
it especially because, like, when we talking about connection, like, I find that working with constant lights, with people who are not used to being in front of the camera, it relaxes them way more. So you don't have the big flashy light that goes do, and they're completely blind and they're uncomfortable in their bodies because they get shocked with that light every single time. So instead, you have a constant light that's just embracing them. They don't have to think about it. It's way less stressful to have that light. And frankly, as someone who is I'm very sensitive to my surroundings, and ah, I had to work with flash the other day, like a studio flash, full on. I like to work with smaller flashes and things like that, but this was like studio setting with flashes I weren't used to using, and it was stressful. I like that I can see what I'm getting in my camera.
In real
And I like
time,
that
that's
people
important.
exactly, in real time, and it's more like painting. It feels more like, "Oh, wait, I save time, but I also can become more intentional with how I photograph, how I place my light. And then again, I really love the influence, the effect it have on the person who is being photographed, because it makes it more comfortable. Like, and I like, part of my style has become flooding the eyes with light, and you can only do that with a constant light, because I bring the light really, really close, like up close, personal, in the face, and you can't do that with a flash, because it
Yes,
makes
is
it dilates the pupils too much.
yes. I for example, a lot of some photographer, we talk about constant versus flashes,
Mhm.
and a lot of some photographer answer me, "Hey, see, that's okay, but the LED lights, the coastal light, in the time make a squeezing eyes from your subject." But I never had this problem. How
I
much
have a
light
constant light
out?
going right now, like
Yeah, me too.
like, we're not
Yeah.
squinting.
No.
I have never had, like, the sun will make people squint. That one can be a little fun to work with, and but I've had people squint way more with flashes, like the reaction to it, this like startliness that sometimes happen.
See,
I
or try
barely
to
have.
open the eyes a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those like,
exactly.
oh my god, I'm like, no,
That's a
I just want
beautiful
people to
pose, but it's
relax.
natural. Yeah, just relax, have a seat,
Yep,
smoke
yep,
if you need, take a
yep.
drink, take a drug, take
Chill.
whatever you want, chill, and don't worry. Have fun. Have
Yeah,
fun.
relax, chill. Yeah, I agree with you on
Uh,
that. Just
mm, for example, I want to ask you this: what's your favorite setup for light? Wall color, wall tone, or depends to the subject?
I mean, for most of my work, I work warm. Like, it
Four
kind of reflects.
thousand, something like that.
Let's see.
CTO, something like that.
It depends on the situation where I'm at. I honestly, I'm not a very technical photographer. I just
That's no
dial the
problem.
knob until I like it.
Yes, that's amazing, and that's the great power of constant light and LED light.
Mm,
For example,
exactly.
I'm working with Nanolight,
Yeah, I do
and
too.
I'm sponsored by Nanolight now, and
Hmm.
I love the light. You can adjust the light in 360 degree ways possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Today I work with new series of a little light called
Hmm.
Miro. That's
Yeah. I'm
the I
is the 30 or the 60?
love. Yeah, I have both.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mint blue.
I'm waiting for the 60.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I can wait.
Yeah, show me. I have like, I'm curious to see how it looks in real life. Like,
That's okay.
I have
Okay.
like the light
Look
that's
at the
right there is like
packaging.
an light.
Look at the
Oh, they're so
packaging.
adorable. They're so cute.
Yeah. It's
Little
by
shopping bags.
Apple. Okay, this 30, this 60. And
Okay, cool.
look, this is cool. This stuff. I really fall in love for this stupid disc. Look at this. That's all.
How do you feel it like does how do you feel it performs? Is it powerful enough?
Yeah, it's super powerful. I use usually these batteries. It's so big.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yes, or you can power up by USB port with power bank simply,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's super bright. You can connect with Nanolink. It's amazing app. Nanolink, I love Nanolink, and it's easy to carry. Super bright and easy to use. I show you fast as possible. If this
Let there
it,
be light.
50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%. 50%.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yes, you can
That's a
have a
lot of light.
yes, that you have a magnetic diffuser. You can
Yeah, yeah,
simply
yeah.
as a pico light, as a one and the light. I have the one too, and the light is wow for
That's gonna be
cinematic
fun then.
look. Yeah, it's super fun to use and easy to carry. Very
Yeah, yeah, no, I
very
like that.
good.
I'm I'm beginning to use constant lights outside more, and because I have no desire to try to overpower the sun. That's not my style. But I love going into like the forest or wherever on a cloudy day and create that pop that the LED lights
That's super
give.
lightweight to bring. You can simply carry
Mm.
by hand, or if you have your friends or your sub, simply carry. The most uh, heavy part is the tripod in this situation
Yeah.
and the batteries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nanite send me two of these and two ones. I make a video for the ones. I really
Hmm.
love ones. It's a super powerful tool. And I think to move on as a constant photographer. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
Flash. For most of my work, I need to use Flash because in beauty photography, you must to close your aperture a lot and go down with the ISOs. And obviously, Flash is you need a Flash for a stupid example like hey, hair, not in my case, but hair being focused, eyes, makeup at being
Yeah.
focused. If you obviously work at 1.2, 1.4, 2.0, something like that, this tool, for example, 400, 800 ISOs is so powerful. So you can do whatever you want with these lights. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I love constant light. And in this particular case, you can with the 13, the small one, you can put
Hmm.
because it's a circle, you can put very near the subject because you have a little disc here, and you create a very gradient light, and it's super fun to use. I recommend it all. And
Great. I'm
yeah,
excited
yeah, no,
then.
no, I really love Nanolite product. They carry me as a member of family, and
Hmm.
I'm so surprised because I use Nanolite for a long time.
Mm.
When they call Nangwang, for example, this
Yeah. Yeah.
Fresnel is a Nangwang, and they find me and they, hey, great photographer. What do you kind? What kind do you like to use? Yours from 8 years. Oh, cool.
I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a funny story, and I really appreciate the lights and but it's different because you have a big light like this one. This is a very powerful,
Mhm.
very big light, and I you can beat the sun with this light. It's so powerful, and
I used their lights at my workshops last year, and to make an example of showing how much how much you could do with constant lights, I took them outside, hooked them up through the window with a cord, and had a set that was outside,
yeah, that's
and
amazing.
it was beautiful. Like the outcome was stunning. One was on a rooftop on a very bright summer day or fall.
Yes, it's super bright, and Nanlite produce a lot of accessories for these lights
Mm.
as a projector or Fresnels or stuff like that. Is super amazing, and it's fun to use. And I want to talk about this. This is my personal theory regarding constant light, and I'm inspired a lot of my last work to create this theory of the light. With constant light, you can uh, uh, create a liquid light. You can shape in real time as a paint, as a liquid, as a
Mhm.
fluid, and I love this feel in my camera when I see, hey, it's okay, stop. Okay, it's a still photography, it's a still, but you can move and click. You can move and
Yeah,
yeah, I really love this technique. It's a little bit
I get
difficult
that.
because you you
But
must
the
do.
yeah, well, yeah, with the big ones. Oh yeah, no,
Mm,
I like portability, and I like the ability to yeah, shape the light to fit the narrative, to fit the situation. Um, I take a lot of my light with me into people's homes. A lot of my setups take place in my clients' homes, and it makes them feel even more comfortable. So having the ability to take that with me and use it in smaller spaces and all these different things, that's incredible. Um,
question. Usually
yeah.
you go in home of your clients or client
Mhm.
come in your studio? Or both?
It's a little 50-50. I don't have a studio. I shoot from my home in my kitchen, my the dining room. I used to have a
That's a
studio last
studio.
year. No. Well, yes, technically. I have a home
Put the
studio,
background,
yes.
put the light, it's a studio.
Mhm.
No matter
Exactly.
what
No, I
is,
agree.
that's my home studio,
I
and most of my work I make here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I go to my clients a lot. I'm going to Copenhagen next week to photograph a client in her home as well.
And
Um,
what's
yeah.
your first approach? You find the right place to, for example, regarding the backgrounds, for example, you
Mm.
use seamless, use gravity, use zoom, use unique, homemade. What your background bring with you? What kind?
I use
Canvas?
well, yeah, canvas. I use intuition backgrounds. They don't ship to Europe. I took them with me when I left the US. But I also have one or two hand painted ones. I like more narrow ones, so they don't take up too much space. And then I like to layer them. I also use frankly, I use drop cloth, like painters canvas, a lot, just like drop cloth for when you're painting. Fabrics. I love textures. Whatever works, honestly.
Because it's more
Whatever
easy
gets
to
the
get.
work done.
No, 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 no. Because the problem is, for example, I use canvas. I have a different
Mhm.
size of canvas. For example, this is gravity,
It looks
and
big, yeah.
mm, to bring myself, I need to put in the tubes. It's
Mhm.
something like 1 meter, 1 meter and a half, something like that. And to carry, for example, for traveling, is a little bit mm, have a
I
little
use a
bit of
ski bag.
volume. What
I
is
have a
this
ski
skin
bag.
bag?
Ski
Ah,
bag
ski
for
bag.
skis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, that's an
I
amazing
wish it had wheels.
idea.
Yeah.
This is an amazing
Yeah, no.
idea.
I
Mm.
bring roughly 3 tripods. 2 of them are for backgrounds, and then I bring 1, maybe 2 for lights. When I go on location like this to a client, I rarely have more than 1 light with me. Um, because I know I don't need it technically. It's nice to have, but it's not a need to have. So I want to go make a little more lightweight. But yeah, I can carry my studio with me on my shoulder and in a bag. I have made it my mission to make my setup as hassle free as possible. Um, Simply because it's not so much about the amount of gear or not necessarily the quality either. It's more about how you use it. Like it's as Johnny would always say, light is light. Light is
Uh,
light.
I interview Johnny Edwards.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my friend. We talk a lot.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is
Good.
an amazing person. He promised me to come in Italy as soon possible. I
Yeah,
won't take a picture. Yeah, it's an amazing subject. Yeah, when she make up
absolutely.
himself is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
it's pretty
super,
cool.
he's a super, super sweetie person, a super compassion
Mm.
person. He's an amazing photographer, and
Yep.
we have after our live, we start to have a nice interaction. We speak
Yeah.
a lot. We talk a lot. We share a lot our works. And now he was in Mexico for a workshops, and he told me it's super amazing. A lot of people, and I so happy for him because he's a
Yeah.
very, very, very authentic photographer.
Yeah,
And
we need more photographers that are more artists who are vulnerable and authentic and
yeah, light is
shows up
light.
in that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's the
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the short fun story. When he come in my podcast in this podcast, we create a, mm, a sentence as simple doesn't mean easy.
Yep, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and now we want to make a T-shirt.
Yeah, simple doesn't
Yeah,
mean easy. No,
yeah, yeah,
absolutely not.
a slogan.
Frankly, creating excellent images with less can sometimes be very, very difficult. Um, Depending on what you have. I remember one of my first portrait sessions, like way back in the day, 16 years ago or something like that. When I first got myself, like, actually, when I first got a camera and I didn't have a flash or anything like that yet, I used I used one of these, like, it was like an IKEA lamp, one of the tall ones, like square rice paper ones, and I used that for portrait lighting. Cause why the heck not? Light is light. Yeah, just longer, even longer, but yeah, exactly. It creates a very lovely soft light, and if you're not afraid of, amping the
Yes,
ISO a
I
little bit,
I
then you're
I
gonna be fine.
IKEA make a balls like this
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
It's super soft light is amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just about figuring out what you have available and then work with that because, uh, we tend to overcomplicate things, and when we overcomplicate things, we forget to actually do the photography that's not just a pretty picture where a person sits just so, but where we have the connection, we have the interaction, the person is relaxed, they let their guards down, the mask go away. You can miss that moment if you focus too much on the perfection of the light, the perfection of the background, the perfection of the set. And sure, there's no question about a set, a well directed, well composed set with beautiful lighting creates stunning images. But you don't need it to create stunning images. You can use less. And we get so caught up in the gear, and then we forget about the human, and we have our checklist, and they need to post like this and this and this on this and this background with this and this outfit, and we forget to be present with them. And being present
That's
and
true.
holding space and seeing the people, listening to them, that's the important part.
Yes, that's the most important part of our works. Uh,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And we shouldn't forget about that.
yeah. Never forget. Extract the fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my poor opinion. And as a photographer, I think the most important part for me, for my work, for my career, for my job is the to do something that I really love. Shut
Yeah.
down my social media. Unfortunately, I must work with social media, but I hate to work with social media because when you start to make content, you lost your idea of content. You are the content, not your photography are
Yeah.
the content, not the content is the content. Okay, most of people do this error, give more important of the camera of the to see to our audience their audience the camera instead to take a picture with that camera. Or for example, we talking about the light is light, obviously we work with a high quality of light, for example for nano light, or Godox make a good flashes, Profoto make a good flashes. All brand make a good stuff now. Don't exist a stupid entry level camera. All cameras good. Oh,
Yep.
you can go on a used store, a second-hand store, find your budget and buy your camera and start. But the most important part is take a picture. Don't talk about picture. Make a picture. Make a beautiful picture. Make
Yeah.
what you love to make. If you
Yep.
like photograph the, I don't know, products, people, texture, street, object. If
Yeah.
you do with love, love is impressed in your photography. You, in my opinion, you can't take a photo if you don't feel something.
I agree. Yeah. You have to
Yeah,
feel something, whether or not like whether or not you have to generate the feelings or not. Like it's great photography comes from emotion or evokes emotion. And I think we live in a world that needs to feel more. Like we need to be inspired more, and art does that. We just need to
yeah.
do it.
We talking about this of live in this world full of connectivity of type of connection. The
Mhm.
people don't connect one each other by real world, by one in front of another,
Yeah.
and that's so I, I don't know. It's it's not good in my
It's
opinion.
lonely. It's
Yeah,
lonely. We've
yeah,
created a world where we can be in contact with anyone, anywhere in the world at any time. We can like I stay in touch with my American friends a lot, and oftentimes we're dealing with many different time zones, and I find that amazing. But with how social media and how technology have evolved, it's also this while it's been pulling us together closer, it's also been pulling us further apart in a lot of ways. And people forget that sitting on their phones is not a way to connect necessarily. It can be, but we forget to get out, do the thing, sit with people, sit and observe people. That sound creepy. Um, I like people watching.
yeah. A lot of
We're
people,
photographers.
yeah, because we see the world as a photographer.
Mm.
We live observe the world.
Oh
We
yeah. The-
it's different for us. It's a because when we look someone, we look as a photographer and we try to think, hey, but I can put light like this. I can make this shot. This frame is good for me. But you make with the eyes, your face, this and the people see you and they, hey, are you crazy? No, 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 I'm a photographer. Don't worry.
I'm just seeing the world differently.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
That's
one of the
strange.
things that I love the most about being a photographer is how photography has taught me how to see the light around me. And I noticed the nuances in light that I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't a photographer. How the sun comes through leaves or falls on a stranger's face. Like I take so many photos in my head all the time. Like going out, I remember last year even, like I still have this photo in my head of this person that was sitting at a restaurant I was sitting at, and the way this the light was hitting her and how she was sitting, and I can't get that image out of my head, and I never took it. I never had a camera to take that image, but it's stuck in my head. And I think people who artists, not just photographers, because painters see the same thing. You can see it in the classic. Um, but I think people who become obsessed with their medium make better art. Or not even make better art, just see the world more, feel the world more. And I don't know what comes first. Do we see things first? Do we feel things first and then create, or vice versa? Um, I don't know.
For
I just
example,
can't help it.
No, that's true. For example, Monet painted more to 100 paint and paint in the same
Mhm.
lake,
Oh, yeah.
because different days, different position of in Italian
Seasons.
is nymphae. This is the title of all paint, and the color difference, the movement of the water
Yeah.
is different. And he go out, take a paint, take your colors, sit down, relax, take some drug, I think, and start to paint. Why not?
I
Uh,
mean, sometimes the being inside the head is drug enough in its own right. Like, holy crap.
nah,
Oh.
drugs has to be stuff. The very important stuff, the very important thing is what your brain can do, not what
Exactly.
drug will do. That's
Mhm.
a famous sentence by Walter Bishop from Fringe.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love
I love
Fringe. I'm a
that.
big fan. World is not ready for Fringe, in my opinion. Not now. Not yet.
No, probably not.
No, 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 no. And that's your opinion is. I agree totally because, in my opinion, I see the world differently every day, every night.
Mhm.
And when I start to, I usually work in the night because there are no sunlight, there are no
Mhm.
clients, no people, nobody, just me and my
Quiet.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my music,
Mm.
my earphones, and I start
It's
to
peace.
flow. I
Yeah.
get into the flow, and I love this time spend with myself, with my art, just for me. A lot of my art I don't
Yeah.
publish because it's just for me, not for
Yeah.
my audience. And I
No,
don't know
we need
if
to
my
create
audience
more for
read.
the sake of creating, like,
Yeah,
just putting
yeah,
it out
yes.
there. Not
Oh,
we don't have to put it out, we just have to create for our own sake.
yeah. But
I have so much that isn't published.
and first question: do you like fantasy photography?
I
As
do,
fairy, fantasy, like a fairy tales. You live in two countries where the fairy tales are so important. As I said before, the monster are in the forest, in the
mm,
night.
I like grit and a lot
You
of,
live near Odino. Come on, Odino, Thor,
oti
Loki.
oh. Yeah, I live in their country, there's no question about that. Um, but yeah, no, I do like fairy tale photography. I don't and fantasy photography, I don't do it much myself. I am inspired by folklore. So, I don't do the traditional fantasy stuff. I don't like putting fairy wings on people and whatnot, and there are people who does that, and it's absolutely stunning. It's not my style, but I love being inspired by folklore, and for me, it's not so much fantasy and fairy tale, it's about earth and like getting your hands and fingers down in the soil and the dirt and the moss. I'm very inspired by water. I'm very inspired by moss, depth of the forest, dark of the forest, rock formations, all these different things. But I don't necessarily want to tell the story with straight up props that makes it obvious. I like to go and have give a little bit of freedom for the viewer to create their own story. Um, but I like to use very timeless clothing, like clothing that could fit almost anywhere in time, or inspired by the past. But yeah, I like using armor, things like that. But I don't go high fantasy in my
Armors
stuff.
are cool.
Armors are really, really cool, and I know a
Yeah.
lot of people with a lot of armors and a lot of swords, and I need to do more of it.
We need more.
More.
Way
I actually
more,
started,
yeah.
one of the reasons why I came to the US in the first place was because I was in Spain in 2014, and I photographed, something called IMCF, which is a, tournament in full contact medieval combat. And we're not talking
Wow.
about, like, people hitting each other with sticks, we're talking about people in full plate armor hitting each other with steel, going at it.
Simply brutal.
Yes, I photographed that, and it was amazing, and I'm actually made a little book, it's called Blood, Sweat, and Dust, and I met Americans there that made me curious about the US, so that's how I ended up in the US, because I photographed people beating each other to a pulp with weapons, medieval weapons.
Big medieval web. It's important.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, oh, yeah.
for example, here in Italy, we have a lot of festival inspired by the Scandinavia folklore.
Mhm.
Yes, and that's
You
amazing
too.
because yeah. No, oh, no, yes, thanks. I'm Viking. Uh, before I have a long beard. Um,
You
so
need to get your beard so long so you can braid it,
yeah, but
like
it's too long. I cut out, and
just need to braid it, then, like, make knots on it and throw it over your shoulder, then it gets out of your way.
yeah, that's
Put some
true.
beads on it,
No,
silver
yeah,
beads. That's very Viking.
uh, there's a ring,
A ring, yeah.
a ring, yeah, or something like jewels inside the beard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Pearls,
cool.
yeah,
It's very cool.
braids.
Italian people are so inspired from Norrena folklore. For
Mhm,
example, Odin, Thor,
mm,
Loki, che ne so, Yggdrasil, etc., etc.,
mhm.
etc. And we have a lot of festival regarding these medieval fantasy Swedish folklore, and that's
Very
nice.
interesting. I actually
Yeah,
studied the stuff in university. I have
yeah,
a I have a bachelor's degree in religious sciences, and, that's what it was called. And my bachelor thesis was about, Nordic folklore, Nordic
yeah.
mythology from the old, Snorri Sturluson's Edda.
There are a lot
I've
of
also
stories.
there a lot is an understatement. I actually had, I also studied Old Icelandic for a while, Norrønt, so I could better understand the original texts. So I've
Wow.
once upon a time I was able to read a little bit of it, and I had some of the most amazing, like part of my studies were, took place in Copenhagen, and they have a collection of documents and artifacts and things like that that dates very far back. And there's one story relating to, it's called the Baltius Drauma, or the Dreams of Balder, and it relates to how he dies. He's the light, the son of Odin kind of guy, and how he ended up getting killed by his brother. And so I stood with the only existing example of that story in my hands, and that was
Wow.
awe-inspiring. There's also a codex called Codex 666, which was in the shape of like this, and that's because they had used it. Christian priests had used it as stuffing in a bishop's head. So
Ah, okay.
he
Okay,
had
okay, okay.
and it was called Codex 666 because it's old heathen pagan poetry. So he
Oh.
walked around with poetry on his head.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
You
yeah,
inspired a
I'm a
lot
little
of
bit of a nerd.
yeah, it's so interesting. I need to try to learn a little bit deeply all stories of Nordic folklore or real history, and I really love. I think for me can inspire me a lot because
I'm happy to send over some material.
oh wow, thanks, many thanks, and obviously if you come in Italy. please let me know. You never visit
Absolutely.
Italy?
I actually haven't, despite being born and raised in Europe. I've
That's
never
a
been to Italy,
problem.
and I've never been to France. Yeah, I know. I'm very
That's a
aware of that problem,
big
but
problem.
I've been to Malta 17 times.
Bring up airplane and come in Italy. It's easy. 2 hours.
It is.
Come on.
It is really easy. It is really easy. I need to
Yeah.
go. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah.
I've been dying to go to Italy.
You can come also by train. It's a very
I can,
beauty.
that's true. I just need, yeah, just need to jump on a train and go to Italy. Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny. With the train you
it's very
can go
simple.
everything. It's simple. Take a train and
Europe is so
come.
connected that way. It's so great.
Yeah. Yeah. I love travel by train. I
Me
prefer.
too. I like just watching the landscape go
Yeah,
by.
yeah, yes. That's a funny, book called, in Italian, "Piccoli equivoci senza importanza." Is the real text by Antonio Tabucchi is, uh, the author, and, he, write in this book, a long short story about how mm, all adventure in when he traveled by train. It's so funny and it's so beautiful to read. And if I find the English copy, I send you.
Oh, yes,
B-
please. I would love that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he tell when all strange people that he met when he travel in India for a long time by train with a lot of days of traveling, and in the
Yeah.
same compartment you find a lot of strange people, strange story. Is so inspiring. That's the reason because I love travel for by train. I don't know because when I was young, I worked for 5 years for Canon as a tester, and they send me in Europe to test, and I always take a train with my bag, my equipment, and go and take a photo. Easy, simple. Why now is not too simple like before? I really don't understand. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have not the same time. I have less time to do. I really don't know. The life is different. I don't know.
It's because everything needs to go so fast,
Too
and we
fast.
don't
We
know
need
how to slow
slow.
down. Like,
Yeah.
the thing is that train should be train for often is more expensive than just going on a plane, and that's a problem. It should be the least expensive option or the less expensive option than flying. Um, Not just for the environment, but also just because you get to see so much more with it. You can get off the train somewhere, and suddenly
Yeah.
you meet the new people, and ugh, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go on some of the old train lines. Like, I have a
Orient
dream of
Express.
going on the, yes,
Yeah, me
obviously.
too.
But I also, actually, I want to go taking a step further. I want to. I have a plan. It's not just a dream; it's a plan of sailing. I want to.
Oh,
I want to go on an expedition on a tall ship. And once
where
I've done
exactly?
that once, well, I'm gonna start more calm seas in the Portugal area. But then after I've learned the ropes, I want to take another trip that's going to be much longer to Antarctica
Oh,
on a tall
wow.
ship. Probably
Wow,
with Bark
wow.
Europa or something like that. Yeah, it's there's some
Uh,
incredible sailboats where you are part of, the day-to-day life, and you have to participate, and you learn how to sail and do the things, and
yeah.
I wanna do
I
that so bad.
I yeah. I instead I want to go, I want to make a travel with my girlfriend or friends. I want to, go from Buenos Aires
Mhm.
to Ushuaia to photo. Ushuaia is the last city of the Earth of Fire, Terra del Fuego is
Mhm.
the continent, and the last city in the last part of the south of the world, and there are a big sign with the right said this is where the world end, and that's amazing.
You wanna go to the end of the world.
Yeah, I want to check the end of the world, but the world
I
is
get
endless
that.
because you can pass by Chile, you can go in the Ande mountains, you can
Mm.
find a glacial part as Perito Moreno is a glacial. Wow, wow. By car,
I think like, sailing needs to come back more, like, going like, when you travel far, we need to start sailing more again, like, take a boat
yeah.
somewhere. It
I
takes a
want to
long
become a
time.
pirate.
You wanna be a
Yeah.
pirate. You know what? I kinda
Yes.
do too.
I love the
A nice
outfit of
pirate.
pirate. I
I
love
do
the
too. I'm
outfit.
very inspired by clothes like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
I have a
uh,
pair of boots that's,
and the
like, black
room.
leather lace up.
Room and
Oh,
outfit. I love
yeah.
room. That's a problem. Okay. Everybody have a problem.
Fair enough,
But
fair enough.
yeah, it's okay. That's no problem. And
I don't see a problem.
no, another travel by ceiling. I want to visit Alaska.
Yeah. Oh god, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last free area in the world without any person, just you and your survival skills
I'm
and
pretty sure you
nothing
can
at
find
all.
that in Canada as well.
Yeah, yeah,
And there are some places in Europe, the further up toward the Arctic Circle that'll get you that.
yeah. Like for example, Laponia. I
Mhm.
don't know how is the English name, but sorry. And
I
for
don't I
example,
Finland? Lapland? I don't know if they call it that
pl-
anymore.
pl- north of the Finland
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's
is
I
so
don't
cold
actually know the English
place.
word for that. Yeah, oh yeah. It's the Arctic Circle. Like,
Yes,
I wanna
but
travel to, Longyearbyen, in Svalbard.
mm,
That could
very
be
cool.
fun.
Another city that I want to visit again is Edinburgh.
Oh god, yes. Okay, okay, okay. So, okay.
We have
Scotland is my game. Scotland's my jam.
okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
I love
I'm so
Scotland.
sorry.
I'm probably
I'm
going
so
back
sorry.
soon. Why
I'm
are
so
you
sorry.
apologizing? I can share the love. We can share the love for
Yeah.
a country. That's not.
Edinburgh is magic. Edinburgh is
It
magic.
is. Scotland is magic. I love that
When
place so
rain,
much.
you can
Oh.
exactly listen to the rain.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Rain
go
all
tomorrow.
days.
I just
Okay,
decided.
it's easy. Find
Yeah.
the rain because the rain always, all the times.
All the
And
time. How it is.
but is the light
Mm.
of Scotland, yeah, of Scotland, Iceland. When the sun goes down
Scandinavia in general.
with the big clouds.
Mhm.
Wow. With the stupid
I love it.
bird with the red what is fucking name are?
Ah,
In Italian is Pulcinella di mare.
Buccinella di mare.
Yes. It's the
Oh, what
Italian
do you
name of
call it?
this stupid little birds,
Yeah, I know
black and
what
white
it
with the red mouth.
I think we in Danish, I think we call it lunda, but I'm not sure.
I really don't know. It's
I
stupid.
don't remember what they're called in
There
English.
are a lot.
They're adorable.
Yeah, it's like a Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like we've gotten off track.
I don't know if you can bring one. I don't know if we can bring one and take with us in Italy.
I don't
I
think we
think
can. I
no,
don't yeah.
that's a problem. But it's nice.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it funny like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
pretty. They're cute.
But Scotland, the best beautiful light that I never seen.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I'm probably gonna go back soon. I Last year I went for for a photo session, and I'm probably gonna go back soon for it. Um,
Mm, I don't know. I met a lot of English photographer. They use usually ambient light and hey, you live in Scottish. It's easy.
Yeah. It is easy. I like to you know what? So when I went, I added I had a flash with me. I had the Godox 8200 Pro with me to kind of make my subject stand out a little bit more. And I actually feel like because you can adjust the settings, it means that you can make the landscape speak more while still having your subject in focus. And I really love that. It's why I love using ambient and artificial light together because it just creates so much more depth. I will always choose that combination over anything else.
There is a photographer that Sean tell me to contact to bring here called Philip Sharp,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Philip. Oh my
and
god, he creates incredible work. He is such
he
a talented
work
photographer.
yeah, and he work with ambient light in London.
Yeah.
Plus, he add LED light
Mhm.
sometimes for separate the background, and that's and the fun part, the most fun part. He has no plane when start. He have a big light in his studio, like
Mhm.
three lights, three
Mhm.
big windows. Put the subject in front of the windows and hey, talk. And the light changing, the moment changing. He work with a medium format camera, but he work with a particular lens not for medium format, and he can take this beautiful shallow depth of field, and that's a very beautiful result. But it's natural light. I really love his work. For me, is the most brilliant
Yeah.
photographer
Oh
that
yeah.
I seen
He's so
in.
good. He's so
Yeah.
good at what he does, and the skill set that he's acquired to make it look like that is incredible. Like that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication.
Yes, and Sean told me, uh, Phil, I think, Phil Sharp, take
Mhm.
something like 6 hour to create the portrait that he wants.
Wow,
Or
I love
it's a
that.
long with the breaks, listen music
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
yeah, talking, have a dinner, have a lunch, blah 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 blah.
Actually, I can totally relate to that. My sessions are rarely below 4 hours. Like
How
I
many
can
time do you
heavily
spend
relate to that.
usually for
Um,
your typical photo shoots time?
Between 3 to 8 hours actually,
Yeah, it's not
depending on the
much
person.
longer.
No, it's really about tailoring the session to fit the individual. So sometimes I have clients who need more time to adjust and to feel comfortable, and I'm not a stickler for time. I don't photograph more people in a day. I only photograph one
Yeah, me too.
because I want to be present with them. And I also don't I also try to keep I'm not a high volume photographer, so I don't have clients every day. I make sure to be like I want to dedicate my time to this person and honor them by giving them my time and my attention and my dedication, and sometimes they just need a little longer to relax. And sometimes we start talking and we can't stop talking and we're like, "Oh wait, we've been here for 2 hours and we haven't done anything yet," because we just got stuck talking. And that creates incredible images as well because then people are really really relaxed and comfortable with you. Sometimes we need food. Like it's yeah, I big part of what I love about photography is the process of creating and being inspired by another human and getting in a flow state with that person. And being like, oh, wait a second, hold that right there. I'm just gonna grab this thing and I'm gonna do this thing, and now we're gonna do this thing and it's gonna be awesome, or maybe not. But That creative process is what I breathe for, what I live for in
Yeah, me
photography.
too.
It's
And
everything. Like, I'm so
mm,
tired of editing, like, I'm like, "Ugh, I just wanna create all the time."
yeah, but creativity is about editing is the part of creativity.
Of course it is, I'm just tired of it. I've been doing it for so long that I'm it's not what I where I find my heart blood. It's not where my passion burns the hottest, like,
Try
it's
to go for film
yeah, I
photography with
hate editing
film,
film. Oh, film, you mean film. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
film.
Um, I have considered that. I'm
Take
probably
your
gonna I actually have a film camera right here. I got a friend of mine donated an old camera, and there's like 3 or 4 different, vintage lenses in there that I'm gonna start playing around with, that I'm really excited about. But yeah, I've dialed back my editing so much that I wanna get even less with it. It's just
less is more.
less is more. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The last
Oh,
question
yeah.
about this night, and oh, I forget the last. Wait, skip this. I remain when I was a pirate. Uh,
Oh, right, right, right. You're about being a pirate
yeah,
now. You're like,
you say
You
pirate,
know
you
what?
say
I'm just gonna go
room.
be a pirate."
Yeah, yes. Buy a
I know
ceiling and take a pirate. Become a
a
pilot.
pirate.
No, the last question is because we have talked a lot, and I absolutely love your kind of word, your talking. It's amazing. I really appreciate it. And the last question is, what's your next project as a photographer?
Oh, my next project. Well, my next project is, about exploring, what happens to women when they reach a certain age, past menopause, once we're no longer able to give birth, things like that. I want to focus more on the crone. We have the maiden mother crone. Talk about like spirituality and folklore and things like that. So I want to focus on the crone and the wisdom of women. Past their prime, like by society standards. I want to shape a narrative around rediscovering what beauty looks like outside of society standards and expectations. So I have a project in mind around that.
That's an amazing project. I hope to see this project very soon. Another question that I wanted ask you before regarding the outfit of your client. You have your personal choice. Do you bring with yourself some dress or you choose with the clients?
Most of the time, I use their wardrobe. Sometimes I have pieces that I use that I take with me. That depends on the situation. But for the most part, it's their own wardrobe.
Because you said before you like the old style dress,
Hmm.
like
Oh yeah,
Victorian or 14 age, 15 age, and it's difficult to find client that has, pardon, and
it's more about inspiration, being inspired by it than being literal about it.
period.
So yeah, 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 and
Ah,
just
okay, okay.
I have my clients choose outfit. Like I often help my clients choose, and for that we try to go timeless. When it comes to my personal projects, I have more creativity and freedom, and then I start taking more direct inspiration. When it comes to my client works, that's different. Oftentimes they also need to be able to use it in other situations, such as professional. So for those situations, more simple, timeless is important. I try to avoid flashy colors, like too flashy colors and patterns and whatnot, because I want the person to speak the loudest in the image, not to have someone being hidden by all the clothes, unless that's a choice, and then we go for it. Like,
Okay, guys, for this interview is too long, but we have a lot of fun with Sisela. Now it's time to say you have a good night. See you in the next interview. But don't forget to consider this, subscribe to the channel, activate the bells, and see you in the next interview next morning with an Italian photographer as Carlo Spinoso. And guys, see you at the next interview. Sissela, thanks for coming. I hope you have fun. And this conversation for me is a lot of inspiring. And you
I'm so
inspired
happy
a
to hear
lot of
that.
people that that we are in chat now. A lot of people say you hi. A lot of people say I love your story on Sil's
Oh.
channel. Okay, that's the video that we talked before. And guys, see you in the next interview. Thanks, Sissela, and see you next time. Have a good night, guys.